Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5:30.
This just in, the president at North Dakota State University has ordered a review of the school's song after discovering what he calls a troubling matter in the lyrics. Thanks for joining us. President Dean Brashani says the review comes after someone on the anti-racism board at NDSU submitted a recommendation about the song The Yellow and the Green, a campus tradition since 1908. Brashani says he hadn't heard the song past the first stanza until recently. He says the third verse contains a variety of cultural and ethnic references, which by contemporary standards are troubling. Brashani says a faculty, staff, and student group is being created to study the song and offer recommendations. To read the full letter Brashani sent to staff, head to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. The Minnesota Department of Education wants to make swimming lessons available for all students in the state. With a goal to keep kids from drowning, a new report recommends schools should be teaching prevention during gym class. Here in the Valley, we have seen multiple drownings or near drownings recently. One at a Jamestown summer school class, another at Fargo South during gym class, and one in Velva, North Dakota during daycare. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson hears from people who say learning how to swim is extremely important.
Building a pool and requiring swimming lessons is just too expensive for schools. Hundreds of millions of dollars for the state, according to a Minnesota study. Instead, that study suggests schools should work with other local existing pools to make sure every child is comfortable swimming.
We teach the kids, if you're in trouble, this is what you do. If a friend's in trouble, this is what you do. And really teaching them when they need to be wearing life jackets.
YMCA Aquatic Director Britt Selbo says just playing in the water won't teach you drowning prevention and water safety, adding the younger you can get your kids into swimming lessons, the better.
By 3, 4, they should probably be in swimming lessons. We start them as early as 6 months old, but really they're learning that fear and that respect of the water kind of at that age of 3 and 4.
Problem is, not all kids are learning to swim. Experts say drowning is especially problematic among certain minority groups. In fact, drowning is one of the top reasons people of all ages unintentionally die, and it's the leading cause of death for children 1 through 4. As far as the Minnesota Department of Education is concerned, education is key, and every student should be taught how not to drown. Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
We have the full report from the Minnesota Department of Education on our website. If you want to read it, log on to valleynewslive.com and click on the story. On Valley News Live at 6, a follow-up to a story we exclusively brought you back in August. It involves a 4th grader who was the first child to receive a service dog in Moorhead. Since then, his family has experienced the unthinkable. I'll bring you the latest from this local family. We saw the sun today, and we're also hearing whispers of snow. Let's ask meteorologist Robert Hahn who's getting it and how much. Robert?
We are seeing a little bit of snow up in the Devil's Lake Basin, and parts of the area from the Red River on off towards the west have a chance for some snow showers as we head through this evening and into tonight, and that could leave behind an inch or two of snow in some locations. The further west you go, the better the chance to see that accumulation. 27 right now in terms of temperatures in Devil's Lake as well as in Langdon, 32 Jamestown and Valley City, 36 here in Fargo. We've got some gusty winds out towards the west, and the combination of some snow and some wind could reduce those visibilities in a few areas, and we will see a few slick spots where we see some of the snow showers setting up. The snow being caused by a little low pressure system pinwheeling its way off toward the south and the southeast through eastern North Dakota as we go through the night tonight. And underneath that, we are starting to see a little bit of snow, and a little bit more will develop points east over towards Grand Forks and Fargo. Here in the Fargo area, I think we start to see some snow flurries, some snow showers as we head through the rest of the evening. Could see maybe a half an inch of snow before all is said and done later on tonight. But again, better chance for that snow off towards the west. We'll talk about that snow a little bit more, and we'll also look at a warm-up on that 7-day forecast, all of that coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Robert. Anger, mental health problems, and other issues have led to many tragic incidents across the country. Now, the University of North Dakota has created a new full-time position designed to stop smaller, everyday conflicts before they escalate. It's called the Ombuds Office, and it gives all 18,000 students, staff, and faculty at UND a place to air their grievances. Valley News Team's Neil Carlson shows us how it works.
We've all seen and heard too many stories of conflict and rage that's led to tragic shootings across the country. It's possible UND's new dispute resolution manager could spot someone who has the intent to harm themselves or others.
If someone tells me specifically that they were thinking about killing themselves or someone else at a specific time or place, that's something that I have to report and break confidentiality.
However, the main goal of this program is to have a place where everyone can hold a confidential meeting and resolve conflicts before they become a more serious issue.
People having problems with each other. It could be an individual has some problem with something within the system, some kind of a policy maybe that is an impact. Basically anything is open to conversation.
Officials say the most common problem you'll find on college campuses everywhere is roommates who can't get along. UND's new ombudsman says more often than not, the answer to fixing the problem is just setting everyone down and creating some ground rules.
I'll have them write out black and white terms, very clear, very lucid, of what they can and cannot do.
I'll quit the music at 10 p.m. and the other guy, I'll clean up the shower or whatever when I'm done.
Yes, something mutually agreeable.
Elias says he'll also be dealing with more serious issues, and he says 9 times out of 10, a confidential agreement can be negotiated between two parties to keep a serious conflict from winding up in court. In Grand Forks, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Officials say the use of Ombuds Office is free and confidential. We have all the contact information online. Just go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. The mayor of Grand Forks is asking for a public vote on a proposed fee hike for residents in his city. It was one of the many things Mayor Mike Brown talked about during his annual State of the City address today. He is specifically talking about raising the 911 fee, saying they need to make the appropriate investments to keep people safe.
How the fee is collected with mobile phones, the revenue is simply not covering needs. The people picking up phones in the worst of times deserve the best resources.
Mayor Brown said in 2015, the 911 call center processed nearly 121,000 calls, and the Grand Forks Police Department responded to almost 41,000 of those. That department was one of the first in the area to implement body cameras. Also on the safety front, 12 new firefighters were hired at the new Station 5. And the city is working to provide fire response to the Grand Forks Airport and Grand Sky development. We have new information tonight from the Beltrami County Sheriff's Department after an armed standoff ended peacefully late last night. The Sheriff's Department says it responded to a domestic disturbance call in Grant Valley Township after reports of gunshots inside the home a little before 5 p.m. last night. When they arrived, Bemidji Police and Beltrami Sheriff's Department helped 2 family members out of the house and to a safe location. The family members said that only 56-year-old Douglas Richard Westrom remained in the house with a 9mm pistol and other firearms. They described Westrom as being distraught and extremely intoxicated. As officers set up a perimeter, shots were fired multiple times from inside, and they could hear bullets passing overhead. The Headwaters SWAT team eventually entered the house without being detected and took Westrom into custody. The standoff lasted nearly 6 hours, and there were no injuries to officers or Westrom. Westrom was taken to the Beltrami County Jail, and charges are pending. We have a variation of our whistleblower reports for you this evening. We were contacted by one of our viewers wondering if a call she had received asking for a donation for the Officer Mosier Fund was on the up and up. The caller told us the people she talked to said they were from the Fraternal Order of Police. We checked it out, and here's what we've learned. Deputy Chief Joe Anderson tells Valley News Live the call is legitimate. He says the Fraternal Order of Police is calling, raising money for the crisis fund. Anderson says the intent is to pay for a trip for Officer Mosier's family to Washington, D.C. in May, so they can attend the Peace Officers Memorial Day ceremonies in our nation's capital. Each year on May 15th, Peace Officers Memorial Day honors officers who were killed or disabled in the line of duty. And if you need help uncovering an issue in your community, call our whistleblower hotline at 701-237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. A local custom printing company is offering another pre-sale on t-shirts to support Officer Mosier. Fetch Custom Ink owner Corey Syverson says they have a huge response from not only the Fargo area, but communities across the U.S. The second pre-sale starts today and runs until March 6th. Just like the first pre-sale, the order form is through Eventbrite, and you can have your shirt shipped or pick it up in person. The first batch of shirts will be available to pick up starting on Saturday. Fetch Custom Ink designed the special black t-shirts with a badge on the front and an American flag on the back saying, quote, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." There is a blue line designed through one of the stripes through the American flag. Syverson says the proceeds from the shirts are going to support the Mosier Benefit Fund at Bell State Bank.